You have your leaves on your trees. Now it's time to actually do the trunk of the trees. I'm gonna get a brown and I'm just gonna very lightly color in the trunks of my trees. I don't wanna get very dark because we're gonna do something else with the trunk a little bit later, but I'm just gonna very lightly color in my trunk and some of the branches. There's that one. There's this tree. And I see some of the trunk off of this one here in between. Okay. Once you get done with the trunk, now it's time to do the sky. I want you to start off very lightly. I'm gonna start at the horizon line and work my way up. Now, if you want to put some clouds in your sky, go ahead. That's a good time to do it. I'm not going to put any clouds in my sky, but I want you to go ahead and color in your sky. Try and be as neat as possible and color in your whole sky. Go ahead and take your time to do that, and you do yours, and I'm going to do mine. Now that you had your sky colored in lightly, I want you to turn the paper upside down, and I want you to start coloring in, and this time color just a little bit harder and make it a little bit darker up here at the top. Then as I go down towards the bottom, I'm going to get lighter and lighter. So the top of my page will be kind of dark, but as I go down, it's going to get lighter and lighter and it's going to blend in. Can you see where it changes from light to dark? No, it gets kind of hard. So that's exactly what I want you to do. Color so it gets from light to dark all the way through. All right, here's a good time to pause. I'm gonna finish mine. I want you to finish yours. We're almost done with the sky. Now in your leaves in some certain places, I want you to just color in just little patches of blue in certain places because we have holes in through the leaves where you can actually see the sky. So I'm gonna make just a couple little patches of blue through here. And you pick up wherever you wanna do them at. And when you get done, then we'll start on the ground. Good time to pause and catch up. All right, so now that we've finished with the sky, I'm gonna color in the ground. Now I'm gonna take a light green, or you just take a normal green, and I'm just gonna color lightly from the horizon line all the way down to the bottom of my page. Make sure that you color really, really nicely. And if you notice, I'm going horizontally all the time. It'll end up being smoother if you stay going horizontal instead of going vertical or diagonal. The ground will look a little bit better if you stay coloring horizontal. All right, so here's a good time to pause. I'm gonna finish mine. You finish yours. And once again, we're going to color from the bottom of the page and color. I'm gonna turn it over, start at the top and come down like we did with the blue. I'm gonna get darker and get lighter as I come down. Now you can use the same green if you want to, or if you have a darker green, which is I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the darker green and color and come down and try to get to where it blends in. So it's gonna be darker, and as I go down, I'm gonna get lighter and lighter, so you can't see where it changes colors at. Can you see where it changes colors at? All right, I want you to give it a try. Pause it, and then finish up. I'm gonna pause too, and then we'll get started on the next object. All right, you finished with your darker green. Now we're gonna add just a little bit of detail. Down at the bottom of the tree, you've got grass that usually grows. So I'm gonna just draw some little vertical lines and maybe a little bit diagonal lines and show some grass growing at the base of the tree. Just little bitty lines, don't have to be very many of them. Just showing that the grass is growing up down by the trees, all right? And then I'm gonna do the same thing, just certain places on my picture. I'm just gonna do some and kind of give it a little bit of variety, so a little bit more interest. Make it look like there's little patches of taller grass is what we wanna have in here. So wherever you wanna put them at, I'll put some over here by the river. which is the next thing we're gonna do. So go ahead and finish putting your grass in wherever you want to, and I'm gonna finish mine. When you finish doing the sky and the ground, then what I want you to do is find something that has texture. You can use crumpled up newspaper to put underneath. You can use a box or something that has a little bit of texture to it. But you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use my shoe, the bottom of my shoe. Take my shoe, put my tree on top of my shoe. I'm going to take my brown crayon and I'm going to color over top of my shoe. That's going to give some texture to my tree trunk. Once you have that, then you need to go over all of your branches and make them dark. Have some of them, they can stick out of nowhere. Just keep going, go around till you have them all nice and dark. So, and do all your branches, okay? After you get done with that, we'll do the next part. All right, we're almost done. The last thing we're going to do is the river. Now, if you have watercolors, you can take the blue and paint your river, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm actually going to take a blue marker, and then I'm going to just kind of paint some W's, some little squiggly lines in here. Just little squiggly lines. And you're going to see some of them don't show up very well. That's because you have the white crayon on there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush with a little bit of water, and I'm going to start painting over the river. And it's going to pick up some of your marker, and it's going to make a really nice blue for your river. And then once you have your river done, let it dry. And then you have your picture. Take a picture of it, put it up on Artsonia, and I can't wait to see your beautiful trees.